lived in 12 states, you said, and so
Yes.
tell me a little bit about how you came to the gun-free. I know there's a lot of different things in here, but
Right, right.
gun-free is, we are in
Um,
Texas.
it was surprising. Before I moved to Texas, everyone, even outside of Texas, is like, "Oh wow, Texas is just so gun friendly and things." But I get here and realize that it's not as gun friendly as most people think.
Okay.
On a lot of polls, we rank between 25th to 30th in the country for gun freedoms.
Okay. Wow.
So, in your question about gun free zones, any kind of regulation, stipulation, restriction is a violation of our Second Amendment rights.
Okay. All right. And so, what do you want to do about that if you were elected? What are you gonna
Bring
try
us back to our constitutional limits.
Okay. All right. So
Um,
you think people have just sort of forgotten that, or
as a libertarian, I want to push for repealing all of our gun restrictive laws here in the state
Okay.
of Texas.
tell me some of the other, because you have a lot of really good ideas here. Tell me some of the other things that are kind of close to your heart that made you decide you wanted to run for this seat. Some of the ideas that you have on your.
Because I feel that we can change things more on a smaller basis. So I didn't want to run for a federal seat.
Right.
I think that's too big of a project to take on,
Okay.
especially as a third-party candidate. I'm not saying it's not possible. I just
Right.
don't feel I'm the person for that.
Okay.
So I wanted to start a little bit slower. But at the state level, I think I can affect more things, propose more laws.
Okay.
But in the aspect of not proposing more regulation, but to repeal a lot of the unnecessary regulation that we have.
Okay. All right. So let's look at a couple of other things that you feel are pretty important here. We've got property tax, sales tax, tobacco tax, used vehicle tax. A lot of tax.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on?
So that's my thing. And the tax, like that's my big
That's your big
slogan that I'm
push.
pushing. There's so many taxes that we have going on now. The average person is paying 40 to 50% of all the money they make is being spent somehow in the form of a tax.
Okay.
Taxes are non-voluntary. It's
Right.
forced upon you. So the phrase taxation is theft is just that. It's a theft. You didn't volunteer the money.
Right.
That would be different.
Right.
At the same time, for the few people that are, justifying, well, you need taxes for this and this and this. Well, the thing is, you don't get to have a say in where your tax money is being
Right.
spent.
Exactly.
Most people wouldn't approve of where that money is being spent.
Right. Is it true? It's sort of like a big cog in the wheel that you don't even know where it gets.
Exactly. So property tax is like a huge thing here in Texas. We have one of the highest property tax rates in the nation. We're number 4 in the country out of 50 different states.
Yeah.
People say, well, it's because we don't have an income tax.
Right.
In the end, we're still paying more than the average person.
Exactly.
Most of that property tax is going towards education,
Right.
which a lot of people are like, that would be great. But we don't even have that good of a school system in the public sector. Private schools, homeschooling is much more efficient, much more effective.
Right.
Something needs to be done. The money's not being spent efficiently.
Right.
In my research, I'm realizing a lot of the money's getting stopped at the top.
Okay. All right.
We have school superintendents. They're in charge of one district making over $500,000 a year when the governor of Texas doesn't even make $155,000 a year.
Wow.
And that's the entire state of Texas.
Okay.
There's a huge misappropriation of funds.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize, I know, I was just having this conversation yesterday about no state tax, but property tax is so high. So it's interesting that you bring that up because it's like there's always a different way for them to get the money,
Right.
even if it's not a state tax. But
They'll find a way.
and the other thing that I find really interesting is that you don't, even if you buy your house, you really don't own the land your house is on. What are you supposed to do about that? So I think I had heard one time, somebody had said they wanted to have a cap on when you could stop paying property tax, like 65 or something. I can't remember who it was.
I do have a proposal to change the property taxes.
Okay, what is
So,
that?
Right now, like you said, you never end up paying your house off. You
Right,
still
yeah,
owe
you're
money
always gonna
till
owe
the
at least
day you
some
die,
land,
pretty
right?
much. So what my proposal is, and I think I can get a lot of backing for this, is to change it as more of a sales tax.
Okay.
So instead of paying the 1.5%, 2% that you would typically pay year after year after year, you would pay the full sales tax level
Okay.
one time at the time of purchase, so that when the end of your 30-year mortgage, your home is paid for and it's actually yours.
It's actually yours.
And then the next time it gets sold, they would be taxed again onto
Okay.
the next customer, essentially, so that there's still that residual income for the counties and the states and everything to do what they need to. But as the end person, you and I, we actually own it.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Homes are one of those
And
things
the
that we
land.
never actually own. You go
Right.
buy a TV, you pay tax on it one time, it's
Right.
yours.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So okay. Is there anything else that you want to tell the viewers that you really feel strong about that you want them to know about why they should vote for you, for House District 10?
voting for me is going to get more freedom for you and more money back in your pocket. Lowering taxes, getting the government out of your household, out of your bedroom, out of your general day-to-day life.
Right.
Put the government back into what its constitutional limits are, both at the federal and the state levels, and all of the violations of the Constitution, repeal all of that.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Matt. I appreciate you coming
Thank you.
in. You're our first person that wasn't a Democrat or Republican, and it's nice to talk to someone else because we do have more than two parties here in America.
Yes, we do.
I'm
Thank
Rita
you.
Cook with Politics and How It Affects You, and this is Matt Savino.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.